Hey, what is going on YouTube? Welcome back to another video. In today's video, I want to talk about Starfield. And more specifically, I want to talk about the possibility that we will see Starfield at this year's E3. Now guys, before I move any further in the video, I want to say that I am not saying we will definitely see Starfield at E3 100% certain. I'm not saying anything like that, so please don't take this that way. And I'm not even saying Starfield is a real game, because a lot of people are speculating that it's not. However, with that said, a lot of people are speculating that Starfield, the recently trademarked name filed by ZeniMax Incorporated, who owns Bethesda and everything that Bethesda owns, Bethesda Game Studios, Bethesda Softworks, all that kind of stuff, the company that owns all of them filed this trademark for the name Starfield. And since then, a lot of people have been predicting that a title and a new IP that's going to come from Bethesda Game Studios is Starfield. And a lot of people are speculating that this title will be announced this year at E3. So guys, I have compiled all the information, all the signs that point to Starfield being at this year's E3, and I have put them into this video. And we got a lot to go over, because there are a lot of signs that Starfield will be at E3 this year, for the year of 2018. So with that said, let's go ahead and get into the video. And yes, if you are one of my subscribers, I did wind up getting a haircut. I like it, it feels good. I got home, decided to record a video, and realized I looked a little bit like Elder Maxon. But besides my haircut, let's go ahead and get into looking at all the reasons Starfield might or will be at this year's E3. So guys, reason number one, we've seen the senior character artist from Bethesda Game Studios, Dennis Misiones, take to his Instagram, where on one of the things he posted on Instagram, somebody had essentially commented something, and they commented this. Not sure how to feel yet, to be honest. Was hoping for a new IP like Starfield, but thank you for your hard work. To which Visions replied, or Dennis Misiones replied, stay tuned. Now guys, this is pretty crazy, because this is a head developer, the senior character artist at Bethesda Game Studios, responding to something that was posted on his Instagram, responding to a comment that was posted on his Instagram. And this is kind of insane, because we rarely see this from heads at Bethesda Game Studios. However, this year it happened. And out of all the comments he could respond to, it was the one questioning and saying, I'm not sure how to feel yet, to be honest, was hoping for a new IP like Starfield. And then he replies, stay tuned, with a smiley face. And this kind of, if you look at it, seems like we might see Starfield pretty soon, possibly at E3. And a lot of people who've seen this also think the same thing. And that's pretty crazy that a head at Bethesda Game Studios would respond like that to a comment saying stay tuned with a smiley face. So it does seem likely we might see some sort of new IP this year at E3 from Bethesda Game Studios, besides Fallout 76. And this is not the only person to kind of say that E3 this year is going to be big. Pete Hines also took to his Twitter and said this. Hashtag Bethesda showcase is in 1 month. I'm starting to get excited. We have a lot to show this year. Might be our longest E3 showcase ever. Not sure, but it's packed. Now guys, keep in mind this comment was put May 10th, 2018, before, I believe, Fallout 76 was even announced, because we all know Fallout 76, the teaser trailer was released on May 30th, 2018. I'm actually looking at it right now. So maybe that's what he meant by this big showcase. And a lot of people are also looking at this tweet saying that essentially, since it's their biggest showcase yet, maybe they will show Starfield as well. So yeah. And I know a lot of people are going to say, oh, but it's Pete Hines' job to kind of, he's the head of marketing. It's his job to, kind of promote anything that they do, which is true, yeah. But he said that that he's really excited for it, and it's going to be their longest, and he says that they have a lot to show this year. And I'm pretty sure he meant Fallout 76. I'm pretty sure that was the surprise. but a lot of people are speculating that it will be Starfield. Now guys, two big pieces of information that have recently kind of surfaced regarding Starfield happened in a clip, or happened in a full 90-minute documentary by a company called NoClip. And they make documentary films, and they did one about games, and they did it on Bethesda Game Studios. And at the end of this 90-minute documentary, literally at the last minute, the individual who's kind of conducting this documentary, if you will, talks about Bethesda Game Studios and E3. And he says that Bethesda Game Studios, he says, come back here for the next documentary where we will be showing you the games, plural, that Bethesda Game Studios has been working on. And I have that clip for you guys.
So we'll catch up after Bethesda's E3 showcase for an exciting behind-the-scenes deep dive into the new games this studio has been working on.
So a lot of people assume, because he said games, that we might see more than 2 games by Bethesda Game Studios this year, or more than 1 game by Bethesda Game Studios this year at E3. A lot of people are saying, oh my god, he said games, it's gonna be Starfield, it's gotta be Starfield, and a lot of people are seeming to think Starfield will be announced. And this is kind of some more evidence that Starfield might be announced at this year's E3, because he didn't say game, he said games, plural. So this also makes me think, and a lot of other people think, that Bethesda Game Studios is not going to announce 1 but 2 games this year. Fallout 76, or is going to show off more than 1 game this year at E3, which would be Fallout 76 and Starfield. And I understand why a lot of people think that, because this guy says games at the end. He says, come back to the next documentary and we'll show you guys the games that Bethesda Game Studios has been working on. He doesn't use those exact words, but he does say, we will show you the video games that Bethesda Game Studios has been working on, which is kind of crazy. And we also get something from Todd Howard in this interview as well. When Todd Howard is sitting there saying that when we first started the company, we sat down and we made a list of the type of games we would want to create. And on that list, Todd Howard says post-apocalyptic, and he goes, yada, 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 sci-fi, and then, a bunch of other ideas. And I have that clip for you guys here as well.
And we made a list. It was basically post-apocalyptic. We had some other worlds, science fiction this, but I could go through the list, but you never know if we'll make them, so I don't want to spoil it.
And a lot of people seem to think, since Todd Howard said that in that interview, that he has been wanting to make a sci-fi game for a long time, and a lot of people think that is another sign that we'll see Starfield this year at E3. However, guys, somebody somehow dug up an email from over 15 years ago, back in 1997, so 20 years ago, and he essentially, this is from Todd Howard himself, people have dug this up, not sure if it's true or not, but it seems like it is, because I've seen a few other people use this in their articles, I've seen people use this in their videos, so it seems like some pretty reliable information. And in this email, we can see at the bottom, it says, now a space RPG, that would be something, Todd, Bethesda. So it's clear that Todd Howard has had some sort of interest in wanting to make a sci-fi RPG or a space RPG for a very long time. And a lot of people think this is another sign that we'll see Starfield at this year's E3, because Todd Howard has wanted to create this game for a long time. He talked about it in a recent interview, how if they were going to make a different game other than post-apocalyptic, it would be sci-fi. And a lot of people seem to think that this points to Starfield being unveiled at E3. I think it's a bit of a reach, but I see where people might make the connection. Another reason why people think that Starfield will be shown off at this year's E3 is because a lot of people seem to think it was hinted at in a picture that is part of the advertisement for Fallout 76 on the side of the Figueroa Hotel. And that picture is here. And if you look above the second Vault Boy, you see something that looks like stars. Now, some people have said, oh, it's just film grain. It's just to make the picture, it's just film grain. A lot of people are saying. However, guys, you can clearly tell in that vault, the background, definitely seems to be space. I mean, it's got stars. Why would there be stars inside a vault? So people seem to think that because of this picture, it is a hint that we might see Starfield at this year's E3. And it kind of is weird, because think about it. Why would there be stars inside the vault? These vault boys are headed away from the vault. Why is there stars inside the vault? So this is kind of another reason people have been speculating that Starfield might be announced at this year's E3, or might be shown off at this year's E3, or might be revealed at this year's E3. A lot of people seem to think that this is a major sign. But honestly, who knows until E3? I mean, a lot of this information that we're getting, a lot of the people who are saying Starfield will be shown off at E3, there's really no solid evidence to back it up. I mean, a lot of this information seems to be a reach. The only solid piece of information that we kind of have that Starfield might be at E3 is from Dennis Mijones, when he responded to that person on his Instagram, who said, to be honest, was hoping for a new IP like Starfield, to which he replied, stay tuned, with a smiley face. That's really the only kind of solid piece of information there is. A lot of these other pieces of information that are circulating around, talking about Starfield will definitely be at this year's E3, are kind of pieces of information that reach a little too much and reach a little too far. But I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section down below. If you guys did enjoy the video, please be sure to drop a like, comment, and subscribe. Do you guys think Starfield will be announced at this year's E3? Do you guys feel this information is a little iffy, kind of like I do? Or do you feel this information solid, like many do? And do you feel that Starfield will be announced at E3? Let me know in the comment section down below. Would you be excited for a new IP like Starfield? Let me know all your thoughts and all your questions, comments, and concerns down below. I'll try to respond to each and every single one of you. But thank you guys for watching. Like I said, I don't think for certain any of this information says 100% we'll see Starfield at E3. I mean, but who honestly knows? I mean, there is kind of a lot of information that hints that we will, but nothing really too solid. Anyways, guys, love each and every single one of you. Hope to see you guys right back here tomorrow. Thank you for watching. And remember, until the next video, to stay freaky. Bye, everyone. Oh, and also, I will be making another video shortly after this, talking about why I don't think Starfield will be shown off at this year's E3. So if you are interested in that, please subscribe and check that out later. Anyways, thank you guys for watching, and I hope to see you guys right back here next time. Bye, everyone.